See, you caught me pretending to do some work in the garden. Obviously, as important and as famous as I am, I kind of leave these menial tasks to the butler, the lady side, if he was around. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to overwinter your agave plant. Oh, it's going to be a good one. So if you get to travel around the Mediterranean or the south of England, in the milder parts, and you'll see these agaves pretty much everywhere, especially around Spain, southern France, North Africa. Absolutely wonderful plants, and if you want them to look as good as they do abroad, then really you're going to need to make sure that your overwintering practices are up to scratch here in the UK. So we're partway through autumn. We know we're going to have some freezing spells overnight very, very soon. In fact, I checked the forecast today, and we're looking at 4 degrees tonight, and the trouble is when you're looking at 4 degrees or lower, then you do have a risk of frost. So we need to think about what protection we're going to be putting onto our agaves, but really we should have been thinking about winter protection the moment we start putting these into the ground. And I'll tell you what you need to do then. Agaves, they will take the freezing temperatures, but they do not like the mixture of freezing temperatures and wet root systems, because that can damage the roots. It can encourage fungal diseases. So the one thing you need to do is make sure that when you're planting these agaves outside in the ground, you need to make sure they have excellent drainage. And to ensure you have excellent drainage, when you dig out your hole, make sure it's much bigger than you require, and then backfill it with a load of horticultural grit or gravel, a good few inches, so that water can soak away. And equally, when you're backfilling with your compost, then make sure that too is also mixed up with plenty of horticultural grit and sand, again to improve the drainage, because come the winter, you do not want your agaves left outside in the ground in waterlogged conditions. In fact, really, if you can do it, then put them into a raised gravelly bed, because that will do the trick. In fact, we saw a raised gravelly bed in Kew Gardens in London, which had some agave montanas in it, and they were doing absolutely brilliant. Anyway, ours are in the garden, and we've got the frost coming, so now we need to put in our frost protection. I'm going to show you what we're going to do right now. So this is our agave that we've got in the garden. This is agave americana. Now we do have some other agaves which are just as cold hardy as this, but some of them are just too pretty to leave outside and risk them. Anyway, once you've planted it in the ground, it's going to be absolutely fine. You want it in full sun for as much of the day as you possibly can. But you know, we've got rain coming, we've got freezing temperatures coming, so I'm going to put a protective covering over this, but one that also, at least for now, gets a good airflow for it, and that covering is there to keep the water out of this area, because if it freezes in here, you can cause damage on the lower ends of these leaves. And I really want to try and keep water away from the base of the plant to keep the soil dry. So this is what we're going to need to do that job. Okay, now, so what I need is some tent pegs. What I need is some cable ties. I need some canes. Now you can use bamboo canes. I've chosen these metal canes. I quite like these. These are really robust, and I can use them in a lot of other jobs. You need 5 of these, and these are about 1.5 meters tall. Oh, most importantly, you're gonna need this great big old rubber bag. Anyway, I'm not telling you that this is how you should do it. I'm just telling you how I'm going to do it, and you can do it exactly how you like. But I'm hoping that if you see how I'm doing it, you can get an idea of what you need to do. Anyway, let's get on and do this. But the first thing you need to know is you're going to need 5 of these, and the first one goes right in the middle, or roughly in the middle, and I will tell you why. Come on. Right, let me see if I can get a closer look at you. Just bear with me. Okay, so we've got the agave here, and what I'm going to do, I'm effectively going to put a tent over the top of it. And what I've done here is I've put one, it's off center because I don't want it to go through the roots of the plant. So it's off center, but it's kind of right in the middle of where this plant is. And the reason for that is when I put the bag on top, it's going to act like a apex of a tent. So you know, overwinter, if it rains, rather than sort of like sit in the bag and then the whole thing can sink and touch plants or what have you, this is going to cause like an apex in the tent, so water drains off very easily. Right, so all I need to do now is put in another 4 and then put the bag on top of it. Right, now that's in place, I'm going to secure those straps at the base, like that one there, down there, and the 2 behind it, and to secure those with the tent pegs. And then because those tent pegs aren't brilliant and those straps are quite wide, I'm just going to secure those straps to the pegs with the old cable ties. Right, so that is fixed, that is in place. The wind shouldn't blow it off and the water shouldn't cause a problem settling in on the top of the bag. So for all intents and purposes, this is secure, safe, and should last the winter and do a good job at protecting from both the cold and the wet, and also keep, because it's quite a big bag, keep the area around the base of the agave very dry. And there you have it. That is a way, or at least my way, in which to overwinter an agave in order to keep the cold and the rain off it, and also maintain some airflow underneath it so you don't get a build up of humidity and condensation. That in turn can also cause those little frost points and damage to the leaves. If you would like to add anything to that or show us how you do yours, because I'll be interested in that, then let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.
Re